Yeah, Brian. Obviously, Puebla just changed their coach. What have you been able to gather from both how they were playing before that and tactically? And then I don't know. Do you know anything really about this? Their new coach, who I guess has not a real extensive resume.
No, but he's been with the club for a while. Uh, Look, the new coach bump, that's true. They will be excited to play. We do hear that a possible, long-term replacement might be at the game. They're working on that. So obviously, it's going to be a motivated team. Their results in Liga MX, haven't been great. This is an opportunity for them, and so it makes them a dangerous team. They have been playing five at the back, three center backs, a little bit of a direct team, but again, we won't know exactly what influence the new coach has had, whether they continue to play the way they have, because they had good results in League Cup, or do they change and do something different because it's a quarterfinal? We won't know that.
Mike, just to follow up on that, how do you prepare for such?
Make sure these guys are playing the way we want them to play. A lot of the focus and a lot of the communication has been, it's about us. What do we do well? What has been working for us? What are the areas that we need to improve on? The little details we need to get right. That's been some of the, messaging to these players.
Danny, you're obviously having a career year in terms of goals. I'm wondering if you can whittle it down to the secret sauce and the keys of what's been working well for you to get these goals this year. And then maybe afterwards, Brian, as well, on what you're seeing from him. But Danny, I'll let you go first.
I mean, I don't think it's a secret sauce or anything like that. I think it's just about training consistently throughout this whole year. I feel like that was a big vocal point going into the off season of how I can make this year a better year, and it was training consistently and taking care of my body and staying healthy. So I feel like I've been doing a really good job of that this year, just staying available, and then being competitive in training.
What I would add there is Danny's having a career year, and we're very happy about that because he's scored not just the fourth goal in a 4-0 win, but he scored important goals, the timeliness of his goals. And if you think about it, last year it was Jordan and Raul, and there weren't a lot of moments for him, but he kept with it. Yeah, he had some injuries, I get it, but this year when he came into preseason, he started training better, and when he did get his opportunity, he was ready to take that opportunity. And goal scorers are cyclical, and he started off 5 goals in 5 games, and really got him started for a career year.
Thanks. Happy belated birthday, Brian. Wanted to ask you with the way that you guys did play against or you played 5 in the back recently, so how do you look back at that game and maybe how that can help you against Puebla if they go that route?
Well, I don't think we're going to switch to a back line of 5 against Puebla. We're playing at home. We're going to try and be on the front foot. Pedro is able to play again. We'll have options on the wings. The game against Minnesota was specific to match their tactics. They had the lowest expected goals when they played against a team with the back line of 5, and I think that played out. I don't think they created much data-wise, statistically-wise. It was just, those 2 throw-ins and the corner kick, they scored the goal. But for us, we're going to go back to what we, have had success with and try and, just play to our potential.
And I guess I mean more that Minnesota played that way against you guys. Like if there's something there that you could kind of...
Maybe. Okay, I understand your question now, Jada. It's a good question. We won't know what they're going to line up because we don't know what the new coach is going to do, but certainly we're going to be better prepared for playing against a team recently with the back line of 5. Yes, you're correct.
And then, Danny, just kind of switching that mentality. I know you weren't on the field much, but still like kind of switching that mentality from having that first loss team-wide. Like how do you feel after training today, and how do you feel kind of going into tomorrow's match?
And yeah, I think we were all a little bit disappointed with the result, but But I think we're a strong group and we're gonna be able to push past it, and it doesn't take away from all the good things that we've done over the last few months. So I think the group is still extremely confident. Take the lessons that we took from that game in Minnesota, and now it's time to get back on the right track.
Brian, usually when you play a Liga MX team, the Liga MX team is the favorite. In this one, you guys come in with that favoritism, actually in a pretty highly way. How do you handle that differently going against this team against Puebla?
Well, again, it just comes back to the messaging. We understand the opportunity that's there for us. We do have an advantage. I think Leagues Cup is a great tournament. I like it. I love the idea behind it. But, the Mexican teams have to travel. And that is a bit of an advantage. Now, they came in early. They've had 3 training sessions on Lumen Field. They came Sunday, so they're taking this very seriously. And that's the messaging to the group. We cannot take this game lightly. We must play up to our potential because they're a dangerous team. And we want to make sure that we make the most of this opportunity to get us into a semifinal.
And physically, how is the team after a very rigorous game against Minnesota, specifically your pivots?
Actually, the data, because we had control of the ball for long periods of time, all the numbers were down. They were actually down a lot. The sprint distance, the VHID, all of that, the total distance, it was actually down. So the guys are, a little, yesterday they were a little leggy because of the travel, but today they look good.
Wanted to ask you a specific question about Alex Roldan. How would you assess, his contributions to the team's recent performances, both defensively and in the attack?
Good. Alex is having another career year. We can talk about Danny having a career year. Alex has done well. He's always been an important member of the squad, and he's done really well. He's had some different partners ahead of him, so he's had to make adjustments. So, done well.
And then another question about him, from when he first joined the Sounders to now, what changes or improvements have stood out to you most in his evolution as a player?
Consistency, probably just his consistency. When he was here, when he first came out of Seattle University, there were up and down moments, even, some stretches of, games where he might not have played up to his level, but, he acknowledged those, he did the work, and, he's, again, one of the strong character. Danny talks about the character of the team. Alex fits that mold. He's a strong character. When things go wrong, they figure out solutions.
Thank you.
We'll have a couple of questions here in Zoom. We'll have time. We'll try to have time for follow-ups here. We do have a hard stop at 12:20. Masvita, your question, please.
Yes, hi there. Can you hear me, Brian?
Yes, we could.
First birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, you talked about last game, recognizing opportunities. How important is possessing with a purpose in this game? An opportunity getting more players in the box.
Well, yes, it's going to be an important part of the team, the game, because we'd been scoring a lot of goals. And so for us to continue to score 2 and 3 goals a game, that's going to be critical for our success. Look, we like clean sheets, but we know that's not always feasible. Teams are going to score against us, but if you have players that are in good run of form and we score 2 or 3 goals a game, you're going to win a lot of those games.
And Danny, this was for you. Can you just talk about how your ability to stretch defenses and how that's an important part of your game?
Yeah, that's something that we've been, stressing since preseason, that the coaches to the players running in behind and stretching out defenses. And, even at times when maybe I'm not even getting the ball, it'll open up space in the pockets for, Jesus, Albert, whoever's playing in that spot. So definitely I feel like that's a area where I could help the team a lot is just stretching defenses and also, it also helped me get chances as well, when that ball is played through.
We'll get 2 more via Zoom. Orlando, your question.
Gracias. Buenas tardes para todos. Buenas tardes, profe. Buenas tardes para el jugador también. Una pregunta para cada uno, si me lo permite. Empiezo con el jugador. Mañana, ¿qué tan importante va a ser ganar mañana ante Puebla, un equipo que viene golpeado en la liga? y que no ha ganado bien, y si mañana ustedes pueden salir con el triunfo y se sienten favoritos ante este equipo de Puebla. Y para el profe, mañana puede ser un partido de muchos goles para ustedes, porque pues la plantilla del Puebla es muy joven, no como la del Cruz Azul, a la cual golearon 7-0, y si mañana se puede ver la misma cantidad de goles o un poco más por lo que viene pasando en el equipo de Puebla, o no. Gracias.
I'll translate the question here for in the room. Orlando, la respuesta, por favor, usted puede escuchar en Zoom, ¿ok? Traducción simultánea. Good afternoon. If you allow me, I have a question to each of you. First, to the player. Do you anticipate that tomorrow this important match could be another win, and if the Sounders is considered a favorite, given that Puebla comes for being hurt in the local league? And the question to coach, is this a match that one could expect many goals, considering that Puebla did get some, it's a young roster, not like Cruz Azul, which you actually won 7-0. So can we expect a large quantity of goals or even more?
Well, to piggyback off what Coach said, I think although maybe they are struggling in the league right now, they're a dangerous team with a new coach. They're young guys and they're doing well in the Leagues Cup. So for them, we're not taking them lightly. They're probably going to put a lot of effort into to try to make a run in this tournament. But I feel confident in our guys. We're also in a good run of form as well. We're at home, so I think I'm definitely favoring us to win the game. But we're definitely not taking them lightly, and they're going to be a good team.
And then my answer is we'd love to score a lot of goals, but that's not always our sport. So for us, it's just playing to our level, and then we'll see the score at the end of the game.
We'll take one more via Zoom and then attempt to go back in the room here. Mauricio, por favor.
Thank you very much for the time. Hello, Coach Brian. I am Mauricio Gonzalez from Babel in Mexico. What was the key to beating the Mexican teams in this Leagues Cup for Seattle? And my second question, and what did you think for Puebla team? They had a lot lost games in the Liga MX versus Tigres and San Luis. They have a new coach. It will be a difficult challenge for Seattle. Thank you, Coach. Take care.
Yes, it will be a difficult challenge, Mauricio. It's going to be a hard game because teams respond sometimes when they have a new coach. And then also, the results we had against three very good Liga MX teams, I was very proud of those moments. The team has been playing at a high level since the Club World Cup. And, it shows. We have a lot of confidence. And then, of course, starting with that game against Cruz Azul, maybe one of the best results of our year, certainly gave the players extra confidence as well.
We'll have time for a couple of follow-ups here.
Brian, you had mentioned that you had kept Kim, I believe, at home, felt a little bit of calf tightness. How is the health of the team? Is he okay?
Kim is still dealing with that calf issue they had earlier in the year, and he will be in the squad, but I'm hoping to save him for Sporting KC, but he'll be in the game day roster. Everyone else, well, not Albert, no, none of the guys with significant injuries, nothing new has happened, no.
Yeah, I guess for Danny, you guys had been playing so well. I guess you could even argue that you played well against Minnesota. But how important is it to just sort of get back result-wise? Putting aside even that it's a quarterfinal.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's an unfortunate result to lose to Minnesota. But like I said, it's not going to take away from all the good that we've done. Pretty much all this season, especially since Club World Cup. So definitely, we want to win this tournament, and Puebla's, the team of the way. So for us, we're going to come out with a lot of energy and hope to get the win.
We'll take one last question here in the room.
Brian, wondering any further details on Albert Rusnak timeline, kind of what you foresee for him in the next few weeks.
Yeah, he's been out on the grass, doing some light jogging, some ball work. We'll try and progress him. I mean, look, there's an outside shot if we made it to a final. There's an outside chance of that, and then we have a big break. And by the time we get back to MLS play, by that time he should be ready. Same with JP. I think that timeline, maybe not quite JP for the Leagues Cup final, but certainly by the start of the league season coming back after that break, I think JP will be close.
And then Danny, having Jesus underneath you as the number 10, how has that maybe been different, similar at all to having Albert underneath you?
I think there are little differences, but overall it's pretty similar. We always try to have somebody occupy that space in that left pocket. So I think Jesus, does a really good job there, and they both kind of try to look forward and try to make penetrating passes. So overall, I would say it's pretty similar.
With that last question, we finish our press conference and thank head coach Brian Schmetzer. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Danny Musovski.